One Saranai. This is Venerable American Sumana from the United States of America. And just wanted to make a short Vinaya discussion for the internet. So just thought that we could start by paying homage to Lord Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, the topic of this video is, are monks allowed to handle money? And the short answer is no. Buddhist monks and nuns are completely and entirely prohibited from using and handling money by the Vinaya, which is the monastic discipline or rules. And so, specifically in the Patimokkha, which are the 227 rules for bhikkhus, fully ordained Buddhist monks, there is a Nisaggiya Pachitya offense, an offense entailing forfeiture and confession for a bhikkhu who accepts a gift of money from another person. So let's say that a lay person gives some money to a bhikkhu, a fully ordained Buddhist monk. That bhikkhu is then required, if he takes the money, if he accepts the money, then he is required to forfeit that money and then confess to an offense of Nisaggiya Pachitya for taking that money. And so, also any item that is purchased with that money, if the bhikkhu takes the money, if he accepts the money, and then uses that money to purchase any items, then any of the items that are purchased with that money that he accepted or took are unallowable. He cannot make use, he is not allowed to make use of any items that are purchased with that money if he takes or accepts that money. So, why did the Buddha prohibit monks and nuns from using and handling money? Most monks and nuns nowadays in the world are in fact handling money. And so this video isn't meant to be a criticism of anyone per se, or in particular, but mainly it's being made as an explanation of why the Buddha prohibited monks and nuns from using and handling money. What refraining from using and handling money gives to Buddhist monks and nuns, what it allows them to do. So, in the origin story to Nisaggiya Pachitya 18 in the Vinaya, in the Patimokkha, there is a monk, a bhikkhu by the name of Venerable Upananda the Sakyan. And he, in this origin story to Nisaggiya Pachitya 18, Venerable Upananda the Sakyan is handling money. He takes some money from a lay person, and the lay person says, just as we lay people handle money, so too do these Buddhist monks, and he's very upset about, this monk, Venerable Upananda the Sakyan, handling money. He says, just as we lay people handle money, so too do these monks, so he thought that it was improper for Venerable Upananda the Sakyan to be touching money, to be handling money. And so, why did the Buddha prohibit monks and nuns from using and handling money, uh, and so much as even touching money for that matter. Why did the Buddha prohibit this? Um, as one can see, a number of rules in, if not all of them, in the Nisagya Pachitya section of the Vinaya, of the Patimokkha, are related to wealth, uh, related to bhikkhus, fully ordained Buddhist monks, having nice things, um, things that are perhaps expensive. Uh, you know, these rules, a lot of them, if not all of them, are about wealth, are pertaining to bhikkhus and wealth, And so in this section, the Nisagya Pachitya section of the Vinaya, of the Patimokkha, uh, are these rules pertaining to the usage and handling of money by bhikkhus? And so clearly, what one can tell from these rules is that the Buddha wanted to prevent monks from becoming wealthy. Uh, Buddhist monks have renounced the world, they've renounced lay life, they've renounced worldly life, they've renounced sensual pleasures, they've renounced things like wealth. And, they're supposed to be renouncing things like wealth and fame and gain, And so, when a bhikkhu, a fully ordained Buddhist monk, or, this include, not just bhikkhus, excuse me, not just bhikkhus, even when samaneras, there's a rule for samaneras as well, that samaneras are not allowed to be handling money either. That's the 10th precept for samaneras. The 10th precept for samaneras, or novice monks, is that samaneras are not allowed to be handling money. They are to abstain from handling money. And so, gold and money. So, clearly, what one can see is that the Buddha did not want Buddhist monks to become wealthy, which would thereby infringe upon their status as samanas, as renunciants. Um, so Buddhist monks give up lay life, they give up worldly life, and so when they have money, um, then they're like lay people. They have means of purchasing things, of buying things, of getting what they want. When a monk has money, there is a Canadian monk, um, and he said that um, when monks have money, the door is wide open. Um, Essentially meaning that they can go and buy whatever they want, essentially. If a monk has money, they can go and buy, whatever they desire, whatever they want. If they want some ice cream, they can go buy some ice cream. If they want some coffee from Starbucks, they can go buy some coffee from Starbucks. They can go to McDonald's. They can buy whatever they want. Um, you know, Even if a monk, says that they're using money to buy necessary food items, you know, the thing about that is that they can still go to, say, a grocery store and buy whatever food or snacks that they like there. So, uh, they can buy the food that they want there if they have money. They can just take that money, go to the grocery store, and buy whatever food that they want there. So, when monks have money, when monks are in possession of money, they start to become like lay people, and they start to accumulate wealth, and they can purchase whatever they want. They can go and buy whatever they want. They can go to a grocery store and buy whatever food they want. So, even if they have, this idea that, oh, I'm going to use this money, to go and buy necessary things like food, they can still go to a grocery store and buy whatever food that they want. Uh, like, let's say they like Doritos, they can go and buy some Doritos. Let's say that they like soda, they can go and buy some soda. Let's say that they like Dunkin' Donuts coffee, they can go buy like a bag of Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the grocery store. They can buy whatever they want. And so they're still living attached to sensuality. That's the thing to point out, you know. When monks have money, then they start to become like lay people, and they have wealth now. They start to become wealthy, or they start to have wealth, even if they're not, wealthy like, filthy rich wealthy. They still start to have wealth, uh, and they still uh, and they are now able to buy whatever they want. So if they want a certain kind of food, they can go and buy that. If they want to go travel to, let's say, Singapore or wherever it is that they want to go and travel to, they can buy their own plane tickets. They can travel wherever they want, um, on whatever airline they want. They can pay for, you know, maybe a nice taxi service, you know, to pick them up at the airport. They can, uh, they're living attached to sensuality. Monks who have money are living and remaining attached to sensuality. And so, this is why the Buddha did not want monks to be using and handling money. Is because monks and nuns, is because when monks and nuns are using and handling money, then they start to become like lay people, and they start to have wealth, and they're able to purchase whatever items they want, and they remain attached to sensuality. Uh, they can very easily, they are, remaining attached to sensuality. And so, uh, this is why the Buddha did not want monks and nuns to be using and handling money. So, he laid down rules in the Vinaya that completely prohibit, completely and totally prohibit Buddhist monks and nuns from using and handling money. So this includes bhikkhus, fully ordained Buddhist monks. This includes samaneras, novice monks. This includes bhikkhunis, fully ordained Buddhist nuns. And this also includes samaneries, novice nuns. So the purpose of these rules is to prevent Buddhist monks and nuns from becoming wealthy, and also to help Buddhist monks and nuns to remain restrained, free from sensuality. Um, think about it. If a monk or a nun is remaining attached to sensuality, then how can they attain Nibbana, the goal of Lord Buddha's teachings? You know? So essentially, they cannot do that if they're remaining attached to sensuality. So this is why, this is one of the reasons why monks and nuns are not allowed to be using and handling money. So, and then of course, monks and nuns who have money, they start to have wealth, and they can even become very wealthy. They can, uh, some monks will take money, from donors, from lay people, and accept gifts of money from lay people, and then they'll maybe donate it to their monastery or temple. And so, then they can build, their temple or monastery in a very nice way. They can make it, if they want it to be nicer and more opulent or luxurious, they can build it that way, if they have money. And so, um, when monks and nuns have money, when monks and nuns have money, they start to become wealthy, or they start to have wealth, even if they're not filthy rich wealthy, they start to have wealth. And so um, they start to become like lay people. Uh, and they're not truly living as samanas or renunciants. Um, and it doesn't increase or inspire faith in lay people either. When lay people see monks and nuns using and handling money, it does not inspire faith in them. And it can even hurt their faith, as we see in the origin story to Nisagiya Pachitya 18 in the Vinaya, where Venerable Upananda the Sakyan is, taking this money from this layperson, and the layperson says, "Oh, just like we lay people handle money, so too do these monks. So too do the Buddhist monks. They're handling money too." So he was very upset. This layperson this that this bhikkhu, Venerable Upananda the Sakyan, was handling money. So um, monks and nuns, when they're handling money, it can absolutely hurt the faith of lay people. Because again, monks and nuns are samanas, they're renunciants. So they're supposed to have given up worldly life. They're supposed to be behaving differently from lay people. They're supposed to be different from lay people. They're not supposed to be like lay people. And so when monks and nuns are using and handling money, they start to have wealth, and they can buy whatever they want, and they remain attached to sensuality, which hinders their practice. And then they also start to become like lay people, and that can very much hurt the faith of lay people. And so uh, this is why, these are the reasons why the Buddha did not want monks and nuns to be using and handling money, and why he established rules prohibiting Buddhist monks and nuns from using and handling money. Um, and these are the reasons why it's important for Buddhist monks and nuns to refrain from using and handling money, to strictly maintain these rules. These are the reasons why it's important for Buddhist monks and nuns to um, entirely refrain from handling money. Um, it's refraining from using and handling money is helping um, our practice as monks and nuns. It's benefiting our practice, and so uh, it inspires faith and confidence in the lay people, and they see that we're living as true samanas, as true renunciants, and that we're different from lay people, that we're behaving different from lay people. That's what they see, and that when we're not handling money, when we're not using and handling money, Buddhist monks and nuns, and that inspires faith and confidence in them. And so, um, what should one do? What should a monk or a nun do if they are offered money by a layperson? If a layperson comes to them and offers them money directly, and also just to highlight this, having the money in an envelope, like in a white envelope, or in like a little red Chinese envelope, does not negate the offense. So if a monk or a nun touches or takes hold of an envelope, like a white envelope or a little red Chinese envelope that has money inside of it, it's still an offense. for bhikkhu, it's an offense of Nisaggiya Pachitya. For a samanera, it's an offense, and for nuns, it's an offense too. So, putting the money inside the envelope, having the money inside an envelope, does not negate the offense. Um, so, what can a monk or a nun do if they are offered money directly by a donor, by a layperson? So, what a monk or a nun can do in that case, in a situation like that, is that they can have, if they have, and this is, something that is good for a monk or a nun to have, is a kapya, a lay person, a lay steward who handles whatever money is offered for their requisites. So lay people can give the money, if lay people want to give some money that will go towards the monk or nun's requisites, they can give that money to this lay person, this steward known as a kapya. And the kapya, is a lay person too, so they are allowed to be handling money, and so then they can go out and buy whatever requisites. They can go out and buy allowable requisites for the monk or the nun using that money. So, um, also, a monk or a nun who is offered money directly from a lay by a lay person can say, no, I'm not allowed to touch money. I'm not allowed to be handling money. I cannot take this money. So they can turn down the offering. And also, a monk or a nun can divert uh, the money properly. They can't say, go and put it over there for me. That's an offense too in the Vinaya. If a monk says, if we're talking about, we'll go back to Nisaggiya Pachitya 18 here. If a bhikkhu says, go and put that money inside the donation box for me, to the layperson offering him the money, then that's an offense too, because essentially he has taken ownership of that money. Go put that money inside the donation box for me. He has taken ownership of that money. So it becomes an offense. So, what the bhikkhu can do in a case like that, in a situation like that, is he can say to the layperson, oh, there's a donation box over there. And not go put it over there for me or anything. Oh, there's a donation box over there. You know, and the layperson, is maybe offering him money, and he can say, "Oh, no, I'm not allowed to touch money. There's a donation box over there." And he can say something like that. There's a donation box over there, where he's not taking ownership of the money. He's just saying there's a donation box over there. Um, or he could say something like, "Oh, no, I'm not handling money. There's the monastery steward over there. There's the kapya over there. You can go speak to the kapya." Um, and so a bhikkhu can say that. The a bhikkhu can say in order to avoid an offense under Nisaggiya Pachitya 18, in the way of in the form of taking ownership of that money by saying, put it over there for me. Um, saying something like that. Um, the bhikkhu can say to the layperson, "Oh, no, I'm not handling money, but there's a donation box over there." Or no, I'm not handling money. There's a donation box over there, and they can just say, "There's a donation box over there," or they can say, "No, I'm not handling money. That's the monastery steward over there. There's the kapya over there. You can go speak to them." Uh, you know, like that. And so that way they would avoid an offense under Nisaggiya Pachitya 18, because they're not taking ownership of that money. They're just saying, there's the donation box over there, or there's the kapya over there, the monastery steward over there. You can go and speak to the kapya. So, um, again, the reasons why monks and nuns are not supposed to be handling money is because then they start to have wealth when they have money, and their remaining attached to sensuality, which hinders their practice. And they can buy whatever they want when they have money. And then they start to become like lay people. And that can seriously hurt the faith of lay people. So, this is why the Buddha did not want monks and nuns to have money. And this is why he specifically laid down or established these rules in the Vinaya prohibiting the usage and handling of money by monks and nuns. Um, so, hopefully, this video was helpful. Hopefully, this video uh, was able to provide an adequate amount of information on this topic. And may all beings be well and safe and happy and peaceful. Teruwan Saranai.